Hello and welcome to another Pauper video. Today's video is a spicy one. Comes to us from CawGate. I believe that's how I would pronounce it. Through the hands of Ritual Hippie, who is a Patreon subscriber, and it is Zuberas. So we're not playing Zubera straight combo, Zubera Storm. We're playing Zubera mid-range. And what do Zuberas do? They are little spirit creatures. 1/2, 1/2. They're all 1/2s, and they have when it dies, do something for every Zubera that died this turn. So the green one is going to create a 1/1 colorless spirit creature token for every Zubera. Ember Fist Zubera does damage. Ashen Fist makes your opponent discard. Floating Dream Zubera draws you a card for every Zubera that died this turn. So we have 6 creatures that can sacrifice creatures, which is Carrion Feeder and Viscera Seer. And we have 4 unearths and 4 not dead after all. We were using Undying Evil, or Chiago was using Undying Evil, but not dead after all is a new card from Wilds of Eldraine, and it's slightly better because it does give it the +1/+1, but it also gives it the Wicked roll token, and that's how you get the +1/+1. It means that when it dies the next time, each opponent loses 1 life. So it's a little bit of extra value. So we have the Unearth. We also have Village Rites to sacrifice our creature to draw a card, and I'm using this wild art because I have the free Brewer's Pass right now. 3 Springly Drum for additional mana consistency with our little creatures. 3 Mulldrifters as like a big draw engine, which you can combine with the Not Dead After All, which is cool. Kind of like your Drifter Ephemerate, but in blue-black. This is a spell, Devouring Greed says as an additional cost, you can sacrifice any number of spirits, and all the Zuberas are spirits. Target player loses 2 life plus 2 life for each spirit sacrificed. You do gain that much life. So this is kind of like our fireball finish. We sacrifice all our creatures and dome them. Gotta play around counterspells, of course. So our mana base is basically set up to be flexible. 3 Dismal Backwater, 4 Black Dragon Gate, which is black, and then you can just choose a color. And then we've got Evolving Wilds, Ash Barrens, 1 each of Forest, Island, Mountain. The rest are swamps. Then in the sideboard here, we are splashing Plains for Silent Chant Zubera, which is the life gain one. We've got 3 Duress, 4 Masked Vandal, 1 more Devouring Greed Finisher, and then 2 Electricities. This list is wild. I've never played this before. I just saw it, and I've seen Storm Zuberas before, so I'm pretty excited to just try some wacko mid-range nonsense. So thank you very much, Ritual Hippie, for the deck donation from Patreon subscription. Feel free to check out the Patreon yourselves, and hit me up with a like and subscribe. Let's get into it. I'm excited. Okay, match 1, we're on the play. Let's do it. Let's learn on the fly. No possible play, yield all. We've got Village Rites. Okay, this seems pretty sweet. I'm going to keep this, play the Swamp, cycle up an Island. Probably play the Ashen Skin Zubera first. Maybe I just want to Village Rites Unearth my Floating Dream Zubera. They're on CawGates. We are going to get an Island. Play the Island. Play the Floating Dream Zubera. Pass the turn. So we can play our second Zubera out, then play Village Rites. They're going to play Journey to Nowhere. That's sad. That is sad. Play Ashen Skin Zubera. Pass the turn. I really wanted that Dripping Tongue Zubera. Oh my goodness, I wanted that. Should have waited on that one, I guess, until I had protection, because this is like such a powerful card in the deck. My opponent's going Preordain. Plays a CawGate. Okay. What do we get? We have a Carrion Feeder. We can make them discard a lot of cards. I think I'm just going to start with attack. Draw 2. You have to discard. If I can find another swamp, I can unearth and then sack it again. and then they have to discard 2 more cards. And that's not good value for me right there. Okay, play Carrion Feeder, play Springleaf Drum, tap for black, unearth, sacrifice again. Okay, discard 2. Now I'm gonna pass. So we gave them a Sacred Cat, which wasn't that good for us. But we also got rid of Guardian Brainstorm. They're down to 4 cards. They bring back the Sacred Cat. It should not F6. They have an island up. I have the feeling that they're going to use a counterspell here. I'm going to try unearthing the Ashen Skin Zubera, because I really want to use the Mole Drifter. There's the counterspell. Evoke the Drifter. I'd rather them get a 1-for-1. Okay, we have Village Rights. Okay, let's pass the turn. So what we want to probably do is play out our Dripping Tongue Zuberas and then kind of go super wide, I guess. Should not F6 again. Keep doing this. Okay, they're going for Preordain. We're going to attack. So seems like they have Counterspell again, or they're going to play Postboard Hawk. Looks like they're going to leave the Counterspell up. So play this Black Dragon Gate on green. Let's play Dripping Tongue Zubera. That's the turn. We could set up for a huge Alpha Strike too with the Carrion Feeder. Although they're probably going to block it. So they have a Squadron Hawk. We can just like sacrifice, sacrifice, sacrifice all at one time. And then it gets 3. It'll be big. It'll be big. Trust me. Okay, let's play another Dripping Tongue Zubera. And another one. This is pretty exciting. Okay, I'm going to attack you. So if they don't block right now, I can go 3, 6, or 1, 2, 3, plus 9. So that's 12, 13, 14 damage. I don't think I can do it right now. But next turn is going off. Because I can go play the Emberfist Zubera, then Village Rights my creature, attack, and I can go like just explode onto the board with sacrificing all of these plus the Emberfist Zubera, which would be 4 damage to them. They're going to Brainstorm. I mean, in all likelihood, they probably are going to be able to find another Journey to Nowhere, but this getting countered, this getting killed was really bad. Kind of ruined my whole day, because I could have, drawn 4 life, or not drawn, but drawn 4 cards here. Blah. They brainstorm. What are you brainstorming? At least we, stripped away their hand a little bit. They're gonna block with the Squadron Hawk. That makes my life easier, because I wasn't gonna sacrifice everything. I wanted to. Are you going to gate your cat and attack? So if they journey to nowhere, my Carrion Feeder, I think I just sacrifice all the Dripping Tongue Zuberas and then Village Rights the Carrion Feeder. That'll give me a ton of power. Just going wide. They discard planes, so they do not currently have a what's its face? Prismatic Strands. And draw. Bind the mountain anyway. Play this Emberfist Zubera. They pretty much have to counter this, I think. Because I'm going to alpha strike them. And I wanted to play this using my lands so that I can tap the Springleaf Drum to... Okay, so they counterspell. So now... Can I win? Probably not. But I can attack. Send. If they don't block the Carrion Feeder, I'm gonna do stuff. They're not doing it. So okay, control. I'm gonna hold control. sacrifice this, sacrifice this, sacrifice this one. Now I'm going to village rights this one, then village rights another one. Now we can actually discard their entire hand. It's pretty nice. Okay. Now we have what? 5/5? That's pretty good. Get in for 5. Going to tap this, play the Springleaf Drum. Black. Ashen Skin Zubera. Bam. Now you have 0 cards in hand. Discards Hawk, Hawk, Gate, Hawk. Okay, that's the turn. 0 cards in hand. They get to take their 1 card off the top of their library and put it into their graveyard. This is much more powerful than I thought it was going to be. I wish I had that Floating Dream Zubera. Whenever this one dies. Okay, it's not when anyone dies. They're going to gate. I have exactly enough to block it. Actually, I can just block and sack. Block. Sack. No life gain for them. We're going to swing out. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so they go to 5. 4. Okay, play Floating Dream Zubera. Did you rip a counterspell? No. I'll play my Evolving Wilds. We have 1 other land to get, the forest or the swamp. So I take the forest. Alright, what's the plan, my friend? They cast Lorien Revealed, and they die. As far as I know, they're going to die here. Maybe not. You know, combat math is not my specialty. I'm going to untap and attack with everything. A good game 1. Sweet. Alright, question is, do we want to duress them? Duress is probably better than Devouring Greed. I wonder if they'll bring in relics and stuff. They might bring in relics, but that doesn't really impact us that much. I think I'm gonna get rid of 1 of the Ember Fists for another duress. And then Carrion Feeder was really good. Maybe I shouldn't get rid of any of the Zuberas. The Seer, sacrifice outlet. What am I duressing? I'm trying to get rid of their counters, basically. Alright, let's submit. That was pretty sweet. Okay, we've opened up 2 lands. We have a duress. I think I'm going to keep this and then play out the Black Dragon Gate and name blue. That's the turn. They don't currently have a counterspell. They play the Modern Age. I'm going to go land, Springleaf Drum, Viscera Seer, tap for black, duress. Black, Viscera Seer, black, duress. Okay, they have nothing. Well, fair enough. We're going to loot a gateway. So they now have 2 unknowns. Citadel Gate. Double Squadron Hawk opener is not really good for them. You want to have 1 Squadron Hawk in hand. Plays a Squadron Hawk. So can we dump their entire hand here? 1, 2. And deal. We can't yet. Okay. Play Ashen Skin Zubera. Play another Ashen Skin Zubera. Attack. Since we have the second Viscera Seer. Okay. Get your creature off the board. We play a hawk. Fails to find. Probably plays another hawk. Not playing another hawk here. Play Viscera Seer. Pepper green. Play Dripping Tongue Zubera. Now we can make them discard 6 cards. I think that's probably worthwhile. And then we'll have 3 more creatures on the table that we can use the village rights. And then we can, once they discard all their cards, we can village rights our creature. Okay, that seems fine. So I'm putting a draw stop. All right, control, sacrifice this one, sacrifice this one, sacrifice the other one. Now they're losing 6 cards. We get to scry a bunch of times. Actually, they're losing 9 cards, huh? Okay. Oh, I want that one. Oh, darn. Put on top anyway. Dismissal here. And then we're going to make 3 1/1s. Scry to the top. And I'm going to sacrifice my 1/1, draw 2. Double Floating Dream Zubera. I'm going to be living the Floating Dream Zubera. They make their Hawk big attack. Fortunately, we might die to the beats. Go to 16. Play a Floating Dream Zubera. Play another one. It's the turn. We probably want to wait. I can turn off the draw stop. They play another gate. They're going to attack for 6, put us to 10. Okay. So I'm going to start by attacking. Bam, 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 bam. We're going to block. So I'm going to village rights this thing then. Draw 2. Okay. That's a lot of goodness. Okay. Red. Play Emberfist Zubera. So they have 6, 5, 6, 7, 8. They get another gate, we're dead. So let's use Not Dead After All on our Floating Dream Zubera. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm just going to draw a lot of cards. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just going to draw a lot of cards. Control. Sacrifice. This one? Or should I scry first? I don't know. Sacrifice this. Okay. We're going to sacrifice this one. That guy. Sacrifice. Oh, I did this wrong. I should have sacrificed this one first because I could sacrifice the Floating Dream Zubera after he comes back. Okay, that's fine. I should have let this come back first. Ah. Oh well. Oh, we have a Not Dead After All now. Scry. Okay, so that gives me nothing. I guess I'll top that. 14. Scry. Top. Okay. So this comes back. We draw more cards. Scry again. Evolving Wilds on the bottom. Play Ash Barrens. Then we can play. I can Not Dead After All this thing again. Is that worth it? I can play Springleaf Drum. Then I can tap this for black. Play the Carrion Feeder. Then I can tap the Carrion Feeder for black. And I can Not Dead After All this guy. Then I can sacrifice it again. Draw more cards. This is very confusing. Okay, I'm drawing cards. That's really what I wanted to do. Don't know if I want the Ashen Skin Zubera. And bottom that one. And I can sacrifice and draw even more cards. Wait. Do I want to? Because then it'll go away forever. So I guess no at this point. Pass the turn. Confusing. So in order for them to win, they need, I guess, to have prismatic strands in hand. Okay, so they gate their creature. They're going to attack Access for 6. Right now we have a lot of mana. Plays a Journey to Nowhere. That's a bummer. Hey, we will just go ahead and sacrifice and draw a card. Unearth is good. Okay, play a land. Play a Zubera. Play a Zubera. Unearth a Zubera, right? Unearth a Zubera. I need to win this turn. So now I need to draw a ton of cards. So right now I have 3 Zuberas. I think the first thing I need to do is draw cards. If I can find a Not Dead After All, I'm good, or a Direct, or an Unearth. So maybe I just try to draw as many cards as possible. Okay, that's probably the play. Let's go black, tap this, play Ashen Skin Zubera. Because we're really looking for an Unearth. That would allow me to win the game here, because it'd be 12. Okay, play Ashen Skin Zubera. Let's sacrifice. We're sacrificing things. Sacrifice. Sacrifice. So at this point, this only thing that this does for me is allows me to draw into an Unearth. Sacrifice this one. Well, we found a Not Dead After All, and an Unearth. Okay. Do. 4 damage to you. We have a big old carrion feeder. Tap this for black. Doink. Unearth the Emberfist Zubera. And we will sacrifice it. So now you are dead. Donk. What a weird match. Ah, that's cool. 1-0 on to round 2. We're here in round 2 on the play again versus Marzaboy. So we have lands, we have unearths, and no creatures. I think we have the mulligan. Ashen Skin Zubera Village Rights. I think we keep this one. I can put back 1 swamp. Play gate on blue. Pass the turn, see what happens. I mean, right now, we can, like, maybe use the Ashen Skin Zubera to draw a card. We want to just set up for a little bit. Obviously, we don't know what our opponent is playing. My guess is burn. So they're playing Boros, what? Red, black, Cliffgate. I have no idea what that means. I'm going to play the Ashen Skin Zubera because this will be a 2-for-1 if they want to kill it. What is red, black gates? Could be Mardu gates with like Terminate or Deadly Dispute. I'm going to play another Ashen Skin Zubera. I'm going to attack. So we could like completely trounce their hand right now. Let's see what happens. Okay. They're still doing nothing. I'm going to cycle for my forest. Or should I just get a swamp? Take the forest. Play the forest. Play carrion feeder. I'm going to attack. Let's see what they're up to. I can take all the cards in their hand right now. Do I want to do that? So they'll have 0 cards in hand. They'll be on top decks. We'll get to know what they're doing. We might lose the carrion feeder. So let's go control, sacrifice. So they are on black-red gates. I just don't know what they're up to. I'm going to do it. I'm going to kill everything. Sack. No, I think I need to wait. Because I would like to get a village rights out of this. Draw some cards. Let's sacrifice. And sacrifice. See what they're up to. Discard 4 cards, please. Madness, you say? Okay. So them discarding cards was good for them. Yep, it's just green black or red black madness with gates for some reason. I don't see why that is the case. But our thing's not going to live, so we're just going to village rights it. Okay, pass the turn. That's not good. So we really need, yeah, we're in a bad spot now. We need card draw and life gain. So I'm probably going to swap the black Zubera for the white Zubera post board. And grab a swamp. Going to cycle this unearth. That's the turn. They gate up their kitchen imp. That's why they're playing gates, because they can just whack in with kitchen imp. Oh yeah. Okay. We go to 10. We find an Ember Fist that still is not that good. You can play it. That's the turn. So my best top deck at this point is the Floating Dream Zubera, so I can play that out, and then I can draw a bunch of cards. But I think I'm just gonna die. They can also gate up the Serrated Scorpion. I think I'm just gonna go to the next. Draw some cards. We are not even close. Okay, so we want the Silent Chance Zuberas, potentially the Devouring Greed, get rid of the Ashen Skin, and we want the Dripping Tongue Zuberas. I like the idea of using the Devouring Greed to get back into the game, because it's a life drain. It's kind of like a Tendrils. I think I'm going to get rid of one Drifter. I need the Drifter for card draw. Alright, let's just put the Devouring Greed back in the sideboard. Let's go like this. Yeah, discard's not very good against Madness Burn. This is almost good, but not enough. Mulligan. Okay. I think this is a keep. We'll get rid of... I want my mana. I have to have these two lands, plus this, and these two. So the question is, do I want the Not Dead After All or the Village Rights? And I think I want the Village Rights more. So play the Dragon Gate on black, blue, I guess. We're going black-red. And cycle for... I'm going to get the Forest, play the Springleaf Drum, and pass the turn. Now I can play the Dripping Tongue Zubera, and then if they kill it, I can Village Rights it. I can still cast the Silent Chance Zubera. I play Ichor Drinker as lifelink. Play Dripping Tongue Zubera. Pass the turn. We find a Not Dead After All, which is pretty decent. They're going to gate their creature, so they're going to attack for 4. I think that's okay. Get in. Play the Silent Chance Zubera. Pass the turn. Opponent plays a Swamp. Plays Nile Spellbomb. Okay. There's a Scrapwork Mutt. No attacks. Okay. I'm gonna play the Floating Dream Zubera. Now I want to be able to draw a bunch of cards. Attack with this one. They're gonna take the 1. Okay. So they're in a position where they're gonna have to probably use a Spell Bomb. They play Gate. Okay, they gate their creature. Okay, I guess I'm gonna block and then use the Not Dead After All on it. So it's gonna come back unless they Spell Bomb. We're gonna gain 2 life anyway. Somehow they used it at the wrong time. Okay, that's good for me. I'm gonna Village Rights my Ashen or Floating Dream Zubera, draw 3 cards. Then I'm going to cast the Springleaf Drum, tap for black, unearth my Floating Dream Zubera. Zoop. Guess that's good. Should have maybe attacked. So Devouring Greed, we can just sacrifice everything all at once, which is kind of cool. Okay, they hit us with Vampire's Kiss. Puts us to 16. They're at 30. We haven't made any damage on them because they've got this lifelinker. We just got to keep living until we finally Alpha Strike them at some point far in the future. And they can't attack. Okay. Alright, we have this Saraseer now, so we can draw a billion cards. Put this for black, play the Saraseer. Going to play Not Dead After All. How much craziness can I do this turn? I can gain a bunch of life, make a bunch of things. Let's play this Emberfist Zubera. We haven't drawn any lands. So I can sacrifice all these things. I'm going to gain 8 life, draw 4 cards, then I can unearth it, or I can Not Dead After All it right now. Probably better to just unearth, draw a bunch more cards. Let's just pass. Just pass. I guess I'm gonna pass. They Madness the Kitchen Imp. Put us to 14 with the Reckoner's Raid or whatever. There's a land. I think what this deck needs is a little bit more random mana, but like, cause if we had like a couple Dark Rituals, we could just do so much at once. Okay. I think I'm still just gonna take this damage because I want to do stuff on my turn. I think so. 7, 8, 9. Lifelinker's annoying. We're at 5. There's a Mutt. We discard a Mountain. So most they could deal us is 3 right now. There's another Ichor Drinker. Okay. Let's go Not Dead After All on the Floating Dream Zubera. Let's sacrifice the Emberfist first. Sacrifice the Emberfist. Damage to you. Sacrifice the Dripping Tongue Zubera. Sacrifice the life gain one. Sacrifice the Floating Dream Zubera. Okay. Oh, I stacked these wrong. This would come back. I could sacrifice it again for another card. Dang. Okay. Comes back. Sacrifice it again. Okay. Draw more cards. Another Floating Dream Zubera. Okay, so now we're going to make a bunch of creatures. Let's scry. Don't want that. Do want that, I think. Alright. Let's keep that on top. Okay, still on top. Play another Springleaf Drum. Cast Unearth. Probably should have unearthed the Dripping Tongue Zubera. Blue. Floating Dream Zubera. Now we can draw a bunch of cards. Sacrifice this one. Sacrifice this one. Draw cards. Bottom. Draw a bunch more cards. We just have too much cards, not enough mana. Too many cards, not enough mana. Okay, bottom. We want to unearth the Dripping Tongue Zubera. Right. If any other Springleaf, that's all my Springleaf drums. Cast Unearth on the Dripping Tongue Zubera. Is there green or black? Not this one. Sacrifice Dripping Tongue Zubera. Okay, I think I've done enough this turn somehow. Okay, get rid of some tap lands. This one, tap land, this one, this one, this one. I really want to use this greed. Get rid of these creatures. Guess the Drifter. So my plan is to go wide with the Not Dead After All. It is village rights. I need to keep 7 cards. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then I guess the swamp. 7. They're at 32. They're gonna do 2 plus 2 life for each spirit sacrificed. Okay. They just play the Basilisk Gate and kill us. I worked really hard and lost anyway. On to the next. So we are in round 3 versus the Cuddlest Muffin. We are 1-1. We have 2 unearths, the Saraseer. I'm gonna try to keep. I think the thing that we ran out of last game was mana, so I like that we have Evolving Wilds into Springleaf Drum. They're on Plains Thraben Inspector, so maybe like a white weenie. I'll play Evolving Wilds and pass. We'll get in. I think I'm still gonna get an island. Boros, okay. Not white weenie, it's just Boros Synth with. They have 67 cards right now. I think they put their sideboard card in their main deck on accident. What is happening today? Grab an island. Springleaf Drum. Play the Saraseer. That's the turn. We're getting next leveled by the opponent because they are playing all their cards in their main deck. Who needs the sideboard? Just play every card. Okay. Attacks for 3. I think we just need to focus on card draw, raw card draw. Wedding Invitation. Plays a tap land. Cycle this one for. We could get the mountain of all of our colors. Draw a card. Let's cycle for the swamp. Play the swamp. We're going to attack. They're gonna Bajuka us. Okay. 64, 68, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Yep. They have 0 sideboard cards. Attacks for 3. We're getting destroyed right now. We have no card draw. Come on, top decks. I think I'm just gonna cycle the Unearth. They play a Relic. I'm waiting to cycle. I'm gonna cast Not Dead After All on the Saraseer so that I can try to force them to use the Relic. Suppose I could have done that on when they tapped out. We're gonna tap our creature for black and then use it to cast Village Rights. So then we get to get our creature back if they don't use the Relic. They wisely cracked the Relic. I just needed the cards. Okay. Pass the turn. Opponent has 4 cards in hand. They play a land. Gets in for 3 damage. Nope, they forget to attack. That's okay. That's okay. They have Wedding Invitation, but don't seem to have gates right now, so I don't know what the Wedding Invitation is for. They said that they did indeed. It's like with Unearth. They play Core Skyfisher, returning Wedding Invitation. They don't play the Wedding Invitation. They just cycle my Unearth. Trying to draw cards to draw cards. A good draw would be the Mole Drifter right now. Another Dripping Tongue Zubera. And Ember Fist. Play the Dripping Tongue Zubera. Play the Dripping Tongue Zubera. Play an Ember Fist Zubera. Your turn. They crack a clue to draw a card. Probably would have just played out the Wedding Invitation. They crack in for 4. Okay. We're still just kind of hoping to draw our Mole Drifter. Or I guess another Village Rights. Plays the second Wedding Invitation. Let's cycle the Unearth. Probably maybe I should have fetched first for thinning. This is going very poorly. We're going to grab a basic with the Evolving Wilds, and then just attack. I should have just waited on sacrificing the Viserys here, because I could have had so much more power on doing things. With the Unearths, I just didn't draw any card draw. We're 21 cards deep, and we've seen one Village Rites, and that's it. I got nothing. Overall, I feel like the Ashen Skin Zuberas doesn't do that much. It's like, it hasn't helped us. Well, it helped us in versus CawGate, I guess. We're at 5. All they need is Bolt Bolt. Please Bolt Bolt. I'm ready for getting put out of my misery. Makeshift munitions. That's good enough. Okay. So we need maximum card draw. Get rid of this Devouring Greed. Is Masked Vandal any good? Maybe. Right, because they had relics. So double Masked Vandal. Got one Ashen Skin Zuberas. Okay, finally post board. We have basically nothing going on. We only have one land. Otherwise, it would have been relatively close because we could sacrifice, not dead after all, sacrifice for 3 cards. Gonna mulligan. No lands. This is gonna be a fast match. Although this does make me want to try Zuberas Storm. Mulligan. Alright. We're gonna get rid of. We'll keep this. Get rid of the Emberfist Zuberas. Get rid of the Drifter. Play Island. Pass the turn. This again. I probably should have led on the Swamp. Doesn't really matter. Use the Saraseer now. I'm just going to play the Floating Dream Zuberas so that I can use the Village Rites. I need to draw cards and make land drops. Okay, they play Thraben. If I find a land... Oh man. Okay, let's play the Saraseer. Pass the turn. Because we have a not dead after all here. So we can not dead after all the Floating Dream Zuberas, and then sacrifice it to draw 1, or then we can sacrifice it again to draw 2 or 3. Another swamp would be really the best, I guess. We could just do it 2 times, plus the Village Rites for extra cards. There's of course Skyfisher. I'm gonna pick up the Thraben. Picks up the Thraben Inspector. Any land? Oh, they went down to 60 cards post board. Interesting. Alright, so we can play the Black Dragon Gate on green. That's the turn. I decided not to go for the sacking the Zuberas because we have the land drop already. Seems like we're mostly concerned about trying to make land drops. We play a Lembas. They scry bottom. Draw a card. Any land drop for the opponent? Yes. So they're going to play the Thraben Inspector here. Plays a Glinthawk instead. Okay. I guess we might want the life gain cards post board. If we draw a land here, we can just Drifter, not dead after all, and draw 4 cards and have a 2/2 flyer. Let's not dead after all this, and then Village Rites. I messed up. Once again. Darn. I could have put it back onto the table and sacrificed it again to draw even more cards. Triggers are difficult. On top. Now I can play the Swamp, play another Floating Dream Zuberas, and then draw a billion cards. Or just, I think it's probably fine. Sacrifice. Keep that. That's the turn. We'll get rid of a Viserys here. What was on top? I don't remember. Unearth. Okay, it was Unearth. So it's the turn. They attack for 4. When one plays a Synthesizer, they rip a Galvanic Blast. I'll just go face if I were them. I'm not really doing that much over here. Let's go face. Raven Inspector. I'm gonna play land. So I could play a bunch of creatures, or just jam my Mole Drifter. I think I'm gonna play the Mole Drifter so I can trade with the Glinthawk. Pass the turn. Discard the Evolving Wilds. They play a Limbus. I don't know how we close the games. It's just, we're really slow. We have to make our land drops, but we can't actually make our land drops. We need way more mana to be able to cast the Unearths and the Village Rites. Oh, all the glitters, huh? Okay. Well, I guess we're dead. Fun. Okay, lock. Unearth the Floating Dream Zubera. Play Emberfist Zubera. I don't think there's a way for us to live here. If I had more mana, I could probably chain a bit. Let's try to do something, I guess. Sacrifice this. Sacrifice this. And cancel. I'm just going to Village Rites this one. Draw some cards. Okay, we can unearth it. Well, I still don't have really a clue of how I'm gonna live through this. We're gonna run out of mana. Oh, okay. But I can't cast it. Let's kind of disappointing. No, you were too close. Unearth. Sacrifice. I'm just drawing cards, but I don't. It's not getting me anywhere. I need extra mana. GG. Round 4 on the play. We're 1 and 2. We have a Floating Dream Zubera and some land drops. Land drops are important. Play a land and pass the turn. Pass again. Devouring Greed might be a way to close the game eventually. They're on blue-white something. Do I think they're on CawGates? I'm gonna play the Dismal Backwater and pass the turn. They are on Familiars. Okay. So I'll play the Floating Dream Zubera because it gets under their counter magic. Next turn I can Not Dead After All on my Mole Drifter, which will be cool, depending on if they tap out. I would love to actually make that happen this turn, or this league. Okay. Gets an island, plays the island. Plays a familiar. Okay, so we're gonna Drifter Not Dead After All. Evoke. Yield. Not Dead After All. Comes back as a 3/3. Hooray! Pass the turn. They're going to evoke their own Mole Drifter and Ephemerate. Or Snap. They're going to play an Ephemerate. Okay. Well, we can't actually... Our thing does not Ephemerate. Rebound. We just have to attack. I guess upkeep we should cycle the Ash Barrens, just in case. Try to thin a little bit. Cycle through thinning. Grab the mountain. So we can Devouring Greed, sacrificing Universe Spirits. Sacrificing the Floating Dreams Zubera with Not Dead After All. Play the Springleaf Drum. Play the Black Dragon Gate on red. Pass the turn. Attack. We have a bunch of mana now. But mana is not our problem in this game. Now, versus Familiars, we do want the discard creature, probably. A Village Rites would be really good here. A Viscera would be pretty good. They're going to play land. Untap. Okay, so they're going to snap the Zubera. Okay. We're over here trying to Zubera people out. You're playing real decks. Is God for Us faithful? Sure. 5 mana. What are you going to do for 5 mana? You can have anything you want. They're going to cycle for, I assume, the Archaeomancer. Okay. That's the Archaeomancer. Do you play Archaeomancer, get back Ephemerate your Muldrifter? Archaeomancer. What are you going to get back? Should get back at the Ephemerate. Gets the Ephemerate. Sure. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mana. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I guess we Drifter. We're going to not dead after all the Muldrifter to draw more cards. Value. Okay. Now we have a Carrion Feeder. Okay. Play the Carrion Feeder. Play the Floating Dream Zubera. Attack you for 3. We're almost at the point where we could use the Dripping Tongue Zubera and the Floating Dream Zubera. Make a bunch of Zubera creatures on the battlefield. Spirit creatures. We're going to get back the Snap, I guess. I mean, what do we do? What do we do? Get Step Through. Okay. So you're going to get your other Archaeomancer now. Cannot pay any cost. Oh, they're going to Meeting of Minds. Nice. Solid. Gets back the Ephemerate. Guess I should pop out our graveyards here. Boink. Gets in for 2. We're going to go to 19. Again, we have lots of mana. They have... We're going to Step Through. What are you going to get? We can Fizzle a Snap with our Carrion Feeder. Gets an Archaeomancer. We're going to Archaeomancer again. They can grab the Meeting of Minds. Should yield to these triggers. Okay, Meeting of Minds. Gets a Snap. Okay, so what are you going to snap? Because we can just sack. I'm going to Fizzle that. Doink. Sacrifice it to itself. That's the turn. So now they have to go to discard. Let's unearth the Carrion Feeder. Play a land. Play Dripping Tongue Zubera. Play another Dripping Tongue Zubera. I'm going to swing. Attack, attack. I'm trying to set up to be able to play the Devouring Greed. They're at 13 right now. We can sacrifice the 2 Dripping Tongue Zuberas, then sacrifice the Floating Dream Zubera to draw 3 cards, put 3 creatures onto the battlefield. Actually, 6 creatures onto the battlefield. And then 6 times 2 is 12, plus the original 2 is 14. They still have Ephemerate in hand. We gotta yield to these things. Okay, yield to the Muldrifter. And let the Muldrifter die. Okay. Get in for 2. Not really concerned about the 2. But they could counter the Devouring Greed at this point. They have 2 mana. They play Sunscape Familiar. Okay, they could make Infinite Life if they have Flicker here. Plays a CawGate Oracle. Alright. Let's see if our opponent's going to tap out. Mortuary Mire to get back the Muldrifter. Okay. They likely can't counter the Devouring Greed. I'm going to just play a random land. We're going to attack for 6. Bam, bam. Can't block. Okay. Control. Sacrifice the Dripping Tongue. Sacrifice the Dripping Tongue. Sacrifice the Floating Dream Zubera. Draw 3 cards. Wait. Too bad we can't do more than this. We're going to make a bunch of creatures. So we have more than enough to... I think I want to just play Floating Dream Zubera. We have another red over here. Play the Floating Dream Zubera. We're going to sacrifice it. Draw even more cards. Okay. We can unearth it. Or we can just try to kill them with this red Zubera. Play the red Zubera. Make a black. Sacrifice this. Sacrifice it to itself. Yep. Okay. So now we're going to go for the overkill. We're going to pick up the Floating Dream Zubera. Then 1, 2, 3, 4. Devouring Greed, targeting. Oops. Cast with additional cost on you. 1, 2. Sacrifice all my spirits. Okay. See what happens. They're super dead. That was great. It was great. That was good. Very much enjoyed that part. Still think Devouring Greed is medium, relatively mid. Carrion Feeder's good. I feel like I would want more Carrion Feeders. We just need maximum Zuberas. We got lucky with the Mole Drifters. I don't know. I think I'm just going to leave it the way it. I feel like this is the matchup where you want the Duresses. But what do you take out? Take out 1 Visceraseer and 1 Springwing Drum. And the Devouring Greed. That's my plan. Ugh. Think I have to mulligan this one. It's close. Okay, this is a much better hand. Keep. Let's get rid of the Unearth. So Black Dragon Gate, I'm going to say green. I think the green Zubera is better for us overall in the early game than the red Zubera. Green. Opponent. Okay. Let's get a Swamp. Play a Carrion Feeder. That's the turn. I think I'm going to Duress them. Oh boy. Floating Dream Zubera. Duress you. Meeting of Minds. Preordain, and Prohibit. Take the Prohibit. That's the turn. Plays a Seagate Oracle. Floating a white in case they draw an Ephemerate, or maybe they already had the Ephemerate. Seagate Oracle. They can also cast Meeting of the Mind right now. Cycle DeLorean Revealed. Plays the island. Holding up Meeting of the Minds. I'm going to play Floating Dream Zubera. I'm going to attack. We're going to take it, or block. So I'm going to cast Not Dead After All on my Floating Dream Zubera. And I will sacrifice the Zubera. So we get the 2 triggers. Returning to battlefield tapped, we want to happen first. So it returns. And then we can sacrifice it again. They lose some life. And then, do I want to draw 6 cards? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is a million billion cards. Is 4 cards enough? Because I want to get a land. I think 4 cards is enough right now. Yeah, I got the land. Their creature's gonna get blocked. I mean, their creature's gonna die if they cast Meeting of the Minds. They cast Meeting of the Minds. Creature dies. We played Dismal Backwater. That's the turn. The Meeting of the Minds is gone. I'm gonna be sad if they snap the Carrion Feeder. I'll just sacrifice it to itself to deny them mana probably. We have the Visceraseer in hand. There's a Cleric. They're probably gonna get rid of the Floating Dream Zubera. Yep. No, they get rid of the Carrion Feeder. Okay. That's weird. I guess it makes sense. Not what I expected though. Plays a land. So I'm playing the Visceraseer. Now I'm going to play the Emberfest Zubera. Pass the turn. Try to wait until my turn when I have extra mana. Right now I can draw 2 cards off of the Emberfist Zubera and the Floating Dream Zubera. 4 mana for the opponent. They cast the Lorien Revealed. That's pretty solid. Plays a Chancery to pick up the Mortuary Mire. Yep. So the only thing we know they have in their hand is the double Preordained. Still not casting them, which is kind of weird. Okay, now they cast the Preordained. Draw a card. So we can sacrifice this and then Village Rites this and draw 1, 2, 3, 4. It's unfortunate that we can't. We can sacrifice this first, then sacrifice this. Yeah, that would work. So play Swamp, control, sacrifice the Floating Dream Zubera, and then sacrifice the Emberfist. Oh, that didn't work out the way I wanted. Cancel. Let's Village Rites the Emberfist. Yeah, that didn't work out the way I wanted. I wanted to get the Scry, but it didn't work. I messed up. Okay, draw 2. Okay. The rest on the bottom, because we're gonna just pop them right now with the Ashen Skin Zubera. Play Ashen Skin Zubera. Black. Village Rites. Now you discard 3. I'm looking for an Unearth now. Let's duress our opponent. Take the Lorien Revealed. So they have Murmuring Mystic. Yikes. They have lots of good stuff. They can Arcanemancer back all their good things. I'll just Arcanemancer get back the Lorien Revealed. And negate. Okay, so this Preordain is gone, I think. We have these cards. Arcanemancer, what are you going to get back? They're returning Prohibit. Then I guess cast the Murmuring Mystic. Ephemerate. Alright, so we're just straight up dead now. They return a Snap. I snap my Viserys here. I think the time has come for us to concede. They still have Mortuary Mire and Prohibit in hand. They Mortuary Mire getting back the CawGate Oracle, Prohibit in hand. Let's cast Mulldrifter. It costs 5 mana. Play Evolving Wilds or a Swamp. I can try to play the Viserys, and then they're going to Prohibit. They didn't Prohibit. Okay. That's a little bit of a surprise. They kind of have everything they need, though, because they have Ephemerate, they're Prohibit in hand. Okay, they're going to Ephemerate and get back Ephemerate. With CawGate Oracle. They have 4 mana. They hard cast Lorien Revealed here. So they have Ephemerate and Prohibit in hand. They cast a Preordain. Wow, we can get rid of their Ephemerate, maybe? Okay, pass the turn. Play our land. Play our Emberfist and the Ashen Skin Zubera. Gonna Village Rites my Mulldrifter. Draw 2 cards. Cast Dripping Tongue Zubera. Let's Village Rites. So this gets rid of all their stuff. Control, Village Rites, this. Sacrifice this. Sacrifice. So damage to you. Sacrifice the Ashen Skin Zubera. No, that only gets rid of 3 of their cards. I'm silly. My bad. I don't know what I was doing. And I thought this was stacking a little bit more. Whatever. Discard 3. This deck is really hard to play. They discard Ephemerate, Prohibit. Not Dead After All could be good later. Still gonna bottom. I want back the Floating Dream Zubera. Okay, Floating Dream Zubera on top. Draw. Let's unearth. So we can unearth the Floating Dream Zubera and draw 4 cards, or we can unearth the Ashen Skin Zubera and get rid of their cards. I think I want the 4 cards. Take another Zubera. That's the turn. I'm probably gonna deck myself. They attack for a lot. I'm gonna double block the Archaeomancer. We have 2 more Ember Fist left in the deck. Ephemerite's the Archaeomancer. So I can get back Ephemerite. Remember, this is only game 2. Oh my goodness. Yeah, they returned Ephemerite. Plays a Familiar. They have Ephemerite in hand. Okay, they play a Plains. Last card in hand is Ephemerite. They draw a card. Then my Floating Tongue Zubera. Dripping Tongue Zubera again. Play Blackwater. With Ephemerite in hand. Put all my creatures onto the table. Whatever, your turn. Let's see what they get back with the Ephemerite. They get back Meeting of Minds. That's pretty good. It makes a lot of sense. I think I'm just gonna. Well, I can't concede, right? It's not over. I really want us to go to the next game. There's so many things happening here, though. Like, we're probably gonna die on our next turn. They're gonna cast Meeting of Minds like 40 times. Yeah. There's no way that we win. Draw some cards. So the Devouring Greed, I think, is needed. We really need the mana. Duress was a problem. Did not help me very much. We're just going to run back the OG. Just try to force through. Really need 4 Springleaf Drone, probably. I guess. Yeep. Confused keep hand. Red. Pass a turn. Start playing things. Play things, play things, play things. We have 2 not dead after alls. Okay. Play Floating Dream Zubera. We do nothing. Green. We attack. Don't really want to play my Zubera into a Prohibit. Plays a Preordain. I'm just going to pass. If they have a Snap, I can't do anything about it. The Last Breath, I can't do anything about. It's not like they're going to have a Destroy Your Creature thing where I want to use the Not Dead after all. Plays a land. Passes the turn. Let's get a Swamp. 6. We're going to attack you. Making all of our land drops. Opponent untaps. 2 mana for a Sunscape Familiar. Plays a Storefront. We're going to fetch out an island. We will end step fetch a swamp. Draw. We have an unearth. Yes. I'll cast my Emberfist Zubera. With the swamp. That's the turn. Now we need a sacrifice outlet. Like a Carrion Feeder or a Viscera, because we have double not dead after alls. Our opponent played Chancery Return Island. Play Forest. Swing out. Every point of damage matters. They take 1. Okay. Now we're going to stock up cards in hand. Cards in hand. Play a land and pass. We will take that. Plays a Dawnbringer Cleric. They want to have double. Okay, they have 2 blockers now. We have double Village Rights. That's not dead after all. Did I play land? I did not play land. Okay, not dead after all. Pay 1. They're going to respond with a Snap. Okay. We'll recast it. So we would get wrecked here by counter into Flicker on the Cleric. Counter. Unearth. Man. We got wrecked. Wrecked indeed. I should have just snapped it, or snapped off the village rights there on it instead of letting it go back to the hand. It sucks. Come on! I yielded on... I didn't mean to yield. Okay. Now we're just completely dead. Oh, it sucked. Opponent gets in for 1. I'm frustrated now because I definitely messed that up myself. Play land, pass turn. Could have had a much different outcome there. I should have just like sacrificed the 2 Zuberas to the village rights and drawn a ton of cards. Oh my god. We continue attacking for 1. There's a Lorien revealed. You get Oracle. Man, don't cry for me. I'm so sad. I'm so disappointed in myself. But that's okay. Pressed F6 like 6 times. Who knows if it was passing at the time. Okay. Attempt to cast Floating Dream Zubera. Attempt to cast Not Dead After All on Floating Dream Zubera. They're going to allow it. We're going to Village Rights. Messed up again. That doesn't matter now. So I feel less bad that I messed up. We just have another Ephemerate, obviously. They drew a million cards. We're going to draw 3 at least. 2 of our Floating Dream Zuberas are gone. Bro. Dead. Hashtag wrecked. Okay. We can go... We don't even have blue mana. I'm disappointed. I am disappointed. I mean, they might time out, but, like, come on. They're probably not going to time out. They have 4 minutes left. They just keep playing out more things to draw cards with. I'm sick to my stomach. Snaps the Mole Drifter, cast the Mole Drifter again. There's a land. So many cards, they have to go to cleanup. I'm going to evoke a Drifter. Straight up counterspell, baby. Let's Village Rights our creature. Try to draw some cards. I could definitely have done a little bit better here. Yeah, it's over. Here in round 5 versus Vaughn 3. And they were very kind, said hi, and that they're a fan. And we're gonna, I guess, have to mulligan this. We had no card draw. We had the Floating Dream Zubera, Not Dead After All. Seems like a keep. So I think that I would rather have the card Disruption. So let's play Blackwater. That's the turn. Cycles Lorien revealed, getting a Volatile Fjord. Plays Augur Bolas, so they're probably on Jeskai Ephemerate if I'd have to guess. Revealing a counterspell. Lay out the Floating Dream Zubera and pass the turn. We're gonna get Swamp with this. Play their red land. We have a blocker. Grab a Swamp. I'll attempt to play a Carrion Feeder. Seems like something they would probably want to counter. They decide not to counter it. Okay. They Brainstorm. We can't really throw out our creatures right now. We have to make a big push for a big turn. They could be on the blue-red terror list. Doesn't seem like Jeskai Ephemerate quite yet. Plays Blackwater. I'm gonna play my Ashen Skin Zubera. Try to trash their hand. They counterspell that. I think that's okay. Lose focus. So they have counterspell in hand still. They cast a Preordain. They went top on the Preordain. I'm going to play my Floating Dream Zubera. They cast Lightning Bolt on my Carrion Feeder. I'm going to attempt to cast Not Dead After All on the Floating Dream Zubera. Of course, they have a Spell Pierce. This is sneaky. So I'll cast Village Rites on the Carrion Feeder. I'm going to counterspell the Village Rites. I don't know if I could have made that exchange any better. It certainly wasn't good. We lost all of our sacrifice outlets. We have 2 Floating Dream Zuberas on the table. We have to be able to sacrifice both of them at the same time for anything good to happen. And we would draw 4 cards, but right now they're just brainstorming and auguring. They had a lot of counter magic. It's clearly the blue-red terror list. I'm going to sacrifice the Zubera to draw a card. Draw 2 cards. No more cards. Find a Viscera Seer, so that's pretty good. Let's cycle this for the forest. Play out the Dripping Tongue Zubera. I guess Viscera Seer first. Play Dripping Tongue Zubera. Then I'll sacrifice the Floating Dream and then sacrifice this Dripping Tongue, and then I get 3 1/1s, scry, and then draw 3. Okay. Well, I'm gonna scry, but they're stopping my draw 3. I only get to draw 2. Devouring Greed, don't want. Okay. So do I want 3 1/1s? I don't think so. I think I want an Unearth. Opponent casts a Ponder after end step Brainstorming. They can shuffle the Brainstorm now. They choose to not shuffle. Plays an Augur of Boros. Okay, their Augur trigger resolves. What do they reveal? Only Brainstorms. Brainstorm, Augur, Brainstorm. That's their 4th Brainstorm. Well, they're going to Brainstorm again. Plays a Tolarian Terror. It's not that worrisome because we can block it. That's the turn. We play this Ashen Skin Zubera. Play the Black Dragon Gate. And then just... So they're going to spread my thing to get the card out of their hand because they don't want to get discarded. And then my thing's going to come back. I can sack it again if I want to. But I think I don't. So we get a 1/1. We get the Ashen Skin Zubera. Play Springleaf Drum. Play the Black Dragon Gate on blue. Pass the turn. Then we can block the Tolarian Terror with the Spirit Token and sacrifice and scry. So at least that's something we can do. Block. Okay. Number 1. We're looking for a card draw. Floating Dream Zubera. Muldrifter's good. Let's see what our opponent does. Okay. They spread my creature that makes creatures. They lose a life. Alright. Draw a card. We're going to I guess I just hardcast the Drifter since I don't have to worry about playing around anything at the moment. Play this Gate. Blue. Play Viscera Seer. Then attack them. It's the turn. They're going to attack again. We're going to block and block. And then sacrifice the token again. Scry. It's the turn. I guess we can upkeep and sacrifice this Ashen Skin Zubera. And then that gets rid of their card. And then I get to scry. Kill the Muldrifter, so I'll sacrifice that. Unearth, it's going to go on top. Yep. On top. Draw. Let's unearth the Floating Dream Zubera. Sacrifice it. Draw 2. We have a Muldrifter. Bottom. We're going to evoke the Muldrifter. Sacrifice it to scry. Put the unearth on top. Okay. Draw. Play the land. Unearth the Floating Dream Zubera. Cast Dripping Tongue Zubera. Control sacrifice this. Oh, that didn't work. Turn off auto yields. Okay, scry. Put the bottom on that. Unearth the Floating Dream Zubera. Okay, one more time. Turn off auto yields. Let's sacrifice control. Sacrifice the Floating Dream Zubera first. Sacrifice this one. Get a bunch of tokens. Scry. Bottom of the Saraseer. Draw 6 cards. Oh, that was cool. Floating Dream Zubera on top. Let's make a Springleaf Drum and then attack. That's the turn. We might be able to win. Might. We're gonna draw. So I'm going to not dead after all on this thing. Get in for a bunch. I'm gonna draw the blue Zubera. Then play Evolving Wilds. Sacrifice. Grab a swamp. Blue-green, or play the Ashen Skin Zubera, play the Floating Dream Zubera, play the Ember Fist Zubera, attack you for 2. It's the turn. So I have to play around a Lightning Bolt. I guess that's relatively easy if I just block with everything. 5 damage. Okay. So we can draw 4 cards, deal them 4. Let's sacrifice this to make them discard. I can scry. They discarded Counterspell, so that was good for us. Okay, Ember Fist Zubera is good. Draw a card. Tap for red. Play the Ember Fist Zubera. Control. Sacrifice this on the bottom. Sacrifice this. Sacrifice this one. Dome you. Sacrifice this one. Dome you again. That's 10. Okay, so we're looking for an Unearth. That's also good. Top. And they will be dead. Somehow. Some way. We've accomplished it. Draw 5. Okay. And bottom this. Mountain. Play Ember Fist Zubera. Not dead after all. And you are dead. We comes back again. Sacrifice it again. Unnecessary, but fun. Okay. Donk. That was kind of cool. I don't know how we won. We fought through all their counter spells. I mean, the Ashen Skins there was pretty clutch there. I don't think Devouring Greed was really necessary still. I'm just going to bring in a Mass Vandal and submit. Okay, we don't have enough lands, so I'm going to mulligan. We've got lands. Okay. This is good. Do I want to keep the lands or the Springleaf Drum? I think just the lands. Really do like that Springleaf Drum though. Play the Blackwater. We found a drum. So I think the Black Dragon Gate's going to go on green. Okay, they play Augur of Boros. Blue Blast. Okay, I mean that was how we won. Play this on red. Play the Springleaf Drum. We're going to attack for 1. Womp. What's the turn? We're gonna look for an opening to be able to land our creatures. Maybe I should have played the Floating Dream Zubera earlier, just for the card draw. They cast a Ponder. They also could have Red Blast. Get in for 1. So they get to bring in Blue Blast and Red Blast. That's not good. Let's attempt to cast Floating Dream Zubera. Okay. We're going to cast Not Dead After All. It's still my main phase, huh? So then it's going to die. Put this on the bottom. Comes back. And then I Village Rites. Sacrificing the Zubera. Now I draw 4 cards. Play Black Dragon Gate on red, blue. Should have been green, actually. We'll discard an Emberfist Zubera. We drew so many cards. They're going to play a Monarch. Okay. Play the Ashen Skin Zubera. Play the Emberfist Zubera. Unearth the Floating Dream Zubera. And also unearth the other one. Lots of confusing things happening. We can Drifter plus Not Dead After All. We should have maybe done that. But now I got Zuberas. So that's what I'm here for. We can double block the Crimson Fleet Commodore with the 2 Zuberas and draw a bunch of cards. They do have a Red Blast, or Blue Blast. Play a tap land. They don't attack. Okay. So I'm going to attack with everything. They Blue Blast my guy. Okay. Any target. This one. Did not realize it was any target. That's slightly better. Okay. Now they're going to block. We draw 2 cards. We unearth. I'm going to play Black Dragon Gate on green. And now we can cast a Mulldrifter, but I don't think that's what I want to do. Let's draw a card for Monarch. Oh, I didn't take the Monarchy, did I? Nope. Oh well. Whoops. Okay, my bad. I'm losing a lot of time here. The Cycle of Lorien revealed. Okay. Plays a land for your name. Plays a Terror. Draws a card for the Monarchy. Let's cycle. Grab a Swamp. Let's draw a card. I'm going to try evoking a Mulldrifter. We're going to allow it. Let's try for Not Dead After All. Maybe that's not worth it. Let that die. Cast a Zubera. Cast a Zubera. We need to find a way to sacrifice all our creatures at this point. They're going to Fiery Cannonade. I'm going to Not Dead After All my Floating Dream Zubera. They could have a Spell Pierce here, though. This is a very strange thing to be doing. Okay, that was a mistake. We make some cards. They have to discard 2 cards. We're going to get 3 1/1s. Plays a land. We're going to decline to attack, draw a card. We're going to send everybody. Attack with the team. Okay, we're going to Not Dead After All this Zubera. We have a counterspell. So we draw a card off the Zubera and become the Monarch. Going to unearth. I guess I still want to unearth the Floating Dream Zubera. Play the Ashen Skin Zubera. Play Dismal Backwater. Yield until next end step. Okay, we find a Viserys here. That's good. They're casting Admiral. They become the Monarch again. Boo. Okay. Land. Cast a Muldrifter. Play Viserys here. Play Floating Dream Zubera. We're going to swing out. Let's sacrifice this creature to scry 1. Another Ashen Skin Zubera, huh? Okay. Top that. Okay. We're going to draw a card. Play the Ashen Skin Zubera. You can sacrifice this one to make them discard their hand. Sacrifice this. Sacrifice the Floating Dream Zubera. Because they're going to have the Monarchy anyway, because they don't. Anyway. I should have done it in the other order again, because I wanted to scry before I drew. Recycle a Lorien, so they can discard a land, I guess. The Saraseer, bottom. Pass the turn. Arian Feeder. Guess that's good to have on top. Maybe not. Draw off the Monarchy. We draw Dismal Backwater. So do they draw off of the Augur and find a removal spell for the Muldrifter? Reveals a Ponder. I probably should have sacrificed the Zubera on their upkeep. I don't know. Cast Ponder. Probably kind of hose here. Chooses to not shuffle. They'll probably kill the Muldrifter. They cast a Cannonade, so we're going to scry again. Okay, I want that on top. Last turn. Jeez. They attack for a many damages. Gets the Monarch back. My turn. Play Blackwater. Okay. Play Springleaf Drum. Play Zubera. Play Zubera. Green. Zubera. Play another Zubera. You have a red blast right now? Or blue blast? Maybe. Play Viserys. Play Floating Dream Zubera. It's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Sacrifice this. Ah, oh, come on. Okay. Put on the bottom. Springleaf Drum. My auto yield things are really hosing me up. This is a technical deck. Make it green. Tapping this. Dripping Tongue Zubera. Turn off auto yields. Let's sacrifice this. Sacrifice this. And kill your Monarch. That's the turn. Bottom. Top that. We have another Terror. So we're gonna grab a land out of our deck. Attack for 5. They block 4 of them. Kind of weird. Okay, they're choosing their blocks again. So we're gonna sacrifice a creature to scry. Bottom. Sacrifice. Looking for unearths. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. Bottom that. Sacrifice this one. Guess I'll top that. Well, Village writes this. That was not very good, actually. We get to do the Monarchy thing, but we have basically nothing going on. We're gonna time out. It's been a long, drawn-out game. Find a Muldrifter. Okay. They're gonna draw 5 cards. So I think we have to just block the Tolarian Terror here. representing lethal. I guess, dang it. Let's sacrifice himself. Yes. And then scry. Yes, that's good. That's the turn. We're going to evoke Moldrifter. Does opponent have a counterspell? One, probably. This just goes to show how wild the monarchy is. We're going to draw two. Not deaf after all on the Moldrifter, you know? They've got the counterspell. Alright, whatever. We have lost the game. Jeez. That was only game 2. I have 2 minutes left. How am I going to win? Try again somehow? Wow. I thought that was game 3. Should have conceded way earlier. So something happened. Don't know what happened. I did not unpause. We ended up losing the time. Very sad. Very sad. The deck was pretty good overall, but I was not very good at piloting it. I think it needs a little bit more speed. We need Culling the Weak, Dark Ritual, something like that. I really do have to go. I appreciate everybody watching. We'll see you in the next video.